The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Good evening, I'm Tracy Pa with Sunday's News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, New Britain Palm Oil Limited backs draft bill, teachers urged to prioritize insurance cover, and mixed result in Port Moresby AFL. An uncensored draft of the proposed bill on the Oil Palm Authority and management bills has been circulating among oil palm growers trying to deviate from the bill's intentions. Team leader of the technical working group of the bills, Timothy Mice, clarified this during the validation workshop in Kimber recently. Mice made this known after oil palm settlers made some remarks based on the uncensored draft.
This legislation.
At the validation workshop on the oil palm management and authority bills held in Kimber on Thursday, May 20, 2026, Timothy Mice, the team leader of the technical working group for the bills, addressed concerns regarding an uncensored draft circulating among oil palm growers. Mice clarified that the draft contains inaccuracies that could misrepresent the intentions of the proposed legislation. His comments came in response to remarks made by Willie Nilmo, an oil palm settler, who referenced the uncensored draft during the discussion.
The bill, and we talk was the state will own our company. If library long enough, that will not happen. That company has to be owned in the West Bhutan and managed by the small owners and managed by the small entity, operated and established by the small owners. The government will have to buy share from us.
When addressing the growers and stakeholders, Mice emphasized the importance of accurate communication on the bills. He said the finalized legislation aims to balance industry growth with the rights of palm growers and taking into consideration the environment.
Come up with some lawyers in copy of bill will come up in this plan. And will come up with technical thing. We try to explain law, no one understand me. So this law and no one over. You will start the bill. This law copy of bill me plug in law. When last year, late last year, they plug in what this law close 15 of the copy of this law. This law never plug over. We plan to also not open this law bill. So how you plug this law bill? When broker, you plug in this law law. This law man give like this law bill.
He urged stakeholders to engage with the officially sanctioned documents to ensure a comprehensive understanding of the proposed regulations and their intended benefits.
So we must put in place the so we must also know what this bill. And no one draft manipulate you got this plan so we must talk you straight. Alright, thank you. So suppose you are looking at bill with the president, you never want to send the national oil corporation is having challenge. Never do that. This is a copy blocks in last year, even this is not present into people with that in plan. Never do that. Even over America draft, we know what this was having.
The workshop provided a platform to address these concerns and foster transparency as the technical working group seeks to refine the bills according to stakeholder feedback and industry needs. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
The giant oil palm company in Papua New Guinea's Sime Darby has given its full blessing and support for the proposed oil palm management and authority bill during the validation workshop in Kimber on Thursday, May 20th, 2026. However, the company recommended that the bills must support the growth of the oil palm industry, protect the constitutional and commercial rights of the growers and the company, and avoid duplication of laws. New Britain Palm Oil Limited, when giving the company's stance on the bills, also recommended that the bill consider international trade obligations.
The giant oil palm company in Papua New Guinea, Agave, has expressed its full support for the proposed oil palm management and authority bills during a validation workshop held in Kimbe on Thursday, May 20, 2026. However, Agave highlighted that the bills should not only aim to support the growth of the oil palm industry, but also safeguard the constitutional and commercial rights of both growers and the company. The company urged that any duplication of existing laws must be effectively streamlined for governance. Wilfred Tangole, the head of Smallholders Affairs for NBPOL, echoed these sentiments. He emphasized that the proposed legislation should also consider international trade obligations. He said this consideration would ensure that the policies align with global standards and enhance the industry's competitiveness on the international stage.
Position of company and also overall NBPL go against in this regulation or palm oil policy. Instead, company look requesting look carefully a couple of things here. Number one, people like to mention this bill must support the growth of the industry. And you talk about sustainability. It has to support the growth of this industry. And this is the way in local go so far. Number two, people like looking motion, and you must protect the constitutional and commercial rights of the union. All better. As a grower, as a business, and in the country as we in your work.
Tangole emphasized that the overarching goal is to create a regulatory environment that fosters growth while protecting the rights and interests of all stakeholders involved in the oil palm sector.
Like looking motion, you not can try and duplicating plant something to us. Suppose we start finish the law, you need to try and avoid some duplications. And we will go into detail as we provide our responses. We remain practical and economically sustainable. Palm oil is a very straightforward cash crop compared to other cash crops. And the way you manage sample, you sit down here, you need 2-3 generations. You're managing. We've got to understand that. Or probably we can manage it to this point. Now we have to model a system where we've got to change it for the next 50 or 5 years. 50 years. It has to be a friendly approach, how you need to sing. And I thank you all. Big man, this day contribute this day. And finally, before we sit down, is that we want the bill to proceed, but we need a little bit more consultation.
Meantime, General Manager for Agave Oil Palm Craig Gibson also raised similar concerns but recommended that more consultations be done.
Agave Oil Palm, we are there for smallholders, we are there for PNG. We want to see reform, but we want it done the right way so we can end up with the win-win-win situation for our industry, so it's sustainable now and it's sustainable for the next 100 years in PNG. So,
Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke clarified that nationwide consultations have been made for the past 4 years. He urged the oil palm milling companies to engage in close dialogue with the bill's technical working group to fine-tune the bill after validation.
Because of the law, timing we put in, and we important that. And we must start law safeguarding interest of all growers na all leno nasa.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Oil palm growers in Kimbe, West New Britain Province, has supported the proposed oil palm authority and management bills. They commend the Minister for Oil Palm, Francis Maneke, for the effort put into drafting the bills. The growers recommend that milling companies discuss with the technical working group and sort out minor amendments before presenting to the National Executive Council for tabling in Parliament.
West New Britain oil palm growers have expressed strong support for the proposed oil palm authority and management bills, commending Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke for his efforts in drafting the legislation. During the recent validation workshop, the growers highlighted the significance of the bill in enhancing the oil palm sector's governance and promoting sustainable practices.
Whatever something like law making, every must win one time. Grower must win, company must win, government must win. Government reform, continuous regular reforms, and it must come up, Minister. And it must come up. Suppose you got something heavy in Paris, America. You must get the reforms, locate or something where you may not capture him inside of this to follow.
There's so many things that you been missed out. Government is missing in the So suppose you put on this or drill on this or something, it must be a policy. Policy must say this. Suppose you look inside the room, you know, benefiting to us. You must send in some law inside. You must send in some rule inside, some regulation inside. To benefit them online. So what they did today, and modification is not policy, only revising.
Additionally, the growers recommended that milling companies engage in roundtable discussions with the technical working group to address any minor amendments before the bills are submitted to the National Executive Council for consideration and eventual tabling in Parliament.
Pricing formula 3070, for the specific, long formula, making clear good. Me grow up for money, me versus 70%. 30% go company, and 30% go apart from transport lady or other ladies we will pay you. So 30% that are covering one of something. Otherwise, it's what money from me. So that formula has to be very, very clear. Now then we can go inside on bill.
Team leader for the technical working group, Timothy Mais, said such a collaborative approach aims to ensure that all stakeholders' perspectives are taken into account, fostering a more inclusive legislative process that ultimately benefits the industry and local communities.
Make sure that he display when we overlap on you know what get now overlap on the loss flow or loss in must know what differences or loss must agree. So when we president on the state agencies go through legislators, they know when we president on the lawyer for government. State solicitor's office now, first legislative council all go through looking and more right now we frustrating giving the minister and current through the process. So process and action will NEC go begin the state solicitor, then go to FNC, we start to law, spending straight way to law now, then we go to parliament.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
You're watching TVWAN News. We'll have the day's other stories after the break. Stay with us.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Toks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in Milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in Milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Find P&G made.
Show the dishes who's boss. Fight mess with Axion, the tough grease stripper. 100% effective at doing the dirty work. The triple active power breaks down tough grease, and its antibacterial formula leaves dishes squeaky clean. Get tough on grease. Get Axion.
Welcome back. The Papua New Guinea Teachers Association is calling on teachers who have yet to register under the Welfare Fund Insurance Scheme to do so and access insurance benefits. The PNGTA says the association has submitted a policy paper for all teachers to be covered under insurance by the government. The National Education Board endorses the submission pending the Teaching Service Commission, Department of Personnel Management and the PNGTA to submit to the NEC for endorsement. During a recent media conference held in Port Moresby, the PNG Teachers Association called on teachers to register under the Welfare Fund Insurance Scheme and benefit from the insurance cover provided. PNGTA President Aita Sanakepe said the Education Board has approved a policy submission to have all registered teachers have access to insurance cover from the government. This will be approved when the Association, Teaching Service Commission and the Department of Personnel Management make a submission to the NEC for approval. The submission process is currently underway.
It was done after we did our investigations, finding out facts. So Papua New Guinea government paid, insured police, warders, nurses and doctors. And what about teachers? They never insured teachers, government never. So we did a policy paper, and then National Education Board unanimously endorsed. Dr. Combra, I said, thank you. Now, that's a decision. So now it's up back to your president, PNG, the president, TSC chairman, DPM, for us to formalize, and we will submit to NEC for endorsement.
Once approved, members will be paid 15 kina insurance from the government fortnightly.
Approves, go to the budget, then you are going to be insured 15 kina per head. So that's good news for the teachers in the country.
The scheme is designed to provide financial assistance to teachers and their families during illness, death and other emergencies. Sanakepe said for far too long, teachers have missed out on this benefit. They face financial hardship when unexpected events occurred, and the welfare is meant to close that gap.
I appeal to all the teachers in Papua New Guinea to join Welfare Fund and PNTTA. While the process, and if you die, then who will look after? Nobody will look after. Join Welfare Fund for time being.
Meanwhile, the PNGTA record shows that only 6,300 members from the 80,000 members have registered under this scheme.
6,300 PNGTA Welfare Fund members. I'll give you one example. 6 deaths happened in Leh. When I went to Leh, the education advisor for a courtesy call, I went to his office. Instead of he greeted me, he cried in front of me. And he said, 6 deaths in the morgue. 1 is 3 months. 1 is 2 weeks. 1 is just last week. Education have got no money. And there's no money budget in the provincial government. When he said that, because I'm the chairman on the National Teachers Insurance Trust Fund, I direct the head office to pay 6,000 on the spot. And they paid, we repatriated those 6 bodies. They're not financial members, but because I want to inform all the teachers, good about joining Welfare Fund.
The Hiri Koyari District Development Authority continues its support to the Central Police Command by donating an additional police vehicle to the Bureau of Police last week. This donation is part of an additional 4 police vehicles that were presented to the Central Command over the years. Central Provincial Police Commander Chief Inspector Joseph Saleh was pleased to see that the Hiri Koyari District Development Authority has been very helpful to the police in the command. Speaking at the presentation of the police vehicle to the Bureau of Police post last week, PPC Saleh thanked the Hiri Koyari District Development Authority for its continued support to the police. He noted that they have so far donated 4 vehicles to police stations in the district. PPC Saleh said Laloki, Sogeri and 15 Mile police stations had previously received police vehicles from the DDA, which are currently serving the people in the district. Hiri Koyari is a large district and mobility is a problem, which is why the DDA saw the need to provide these vehicles. He stated that 2 of the other vehicles are operational, while the vehicle donated to Laloki is still in the workshop. He added that the additional vehicle donated to the Bureau Police Post will now serve the people of Hiri West, which covers the Motuan coastline from Manu Manu to Papanleala villages. PPC Saleh challenged the police officers to use vehicles wisely. Meanwhile, the community leaders were pleased to witness the presentation of the police vehicle, which will now assist them when there is trouble in the village. Demand for Moscow spirits such as tequila is growing across the world. They're made from grape, and as popularity of Moscow rises, several Australian primary producers are experimenting with the prickly succulent.
When you think of the Whitsundays in northern Queensland, a massive agave plantation is probably not what comes to mind. But that's what you'll find near Bowen at the Eden Lassie farm. 500,000 spiky succulents. Where getting to the heart of the plant at harvest is a hazardous job.
We're affectionately known as the Prickle Farm to the locals, so they are very dangerous, yes. Eyewear is essential, gloves. And the other thing a lot of people don't know is that if you get the sap on you, it's a very itchy rash that can come up. So it's not a very nice plant to work with at all.
Farm manager Brett Smale came here 7 years ago in more of a caretaker role, when Australia's first commercial agave farm was in its early stages.
I didn't even know agave was what tequila came from, so no, knew nothing about it.
He's since learned a lot about the tequilana or blue Weber variety and its sugar-rich core, which is called a piña, because it looks like a pineapple. Until recently, this type of agave was only grown commercially in Mexico, the home of tequila. And it certainly requires patience waiting for it to mature.
We're looking sort of between...
Up next is sports. PNG Chiefs announce assistant coach. That story and more after these short messages.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Kids in Papua New Guinea love to smile and spread joy. And when they smile, it lights up our world. Come on, Mom, it's you first. Do the 1, 2, 3. Wake up. Brush your teeth. Smile. Let's spread some smiles in PNG with Colgate.
Welcome back. The PNG Chiefs today officially announced the appointment of former Parramatta Eels player Luke Brett as one of their assistant coaches, commencing in November 2024. Brett brings a wealth of experience to the role, having enjoyed a 14-year career with the Parramatta Eels, which included 264 appearances, including the 2001 and 2009 Grand Finals. The Eels' all-time leading try scorer was also known as one of the game's most reliable goal kickers during his playing days, a skill he will bring to the Chiefs in an additional capacity as the club's goal-kicking coach. PNG Chief General Manager of Football Michael Chamers said Brad's background as a player and coach made him an ideal addition to the PNG Chiefs and would ensure Willie Peters has depth and experience in his coaching ranks. Week 3 fixtures of the 2026 Jackie Enterprise Port Moresby AFL Premier Competition kicked off yesterday with some thrilling matches at the Courts Ground, with the remaining fixtures played today. In the opening match on Saturday, West Eagles stamped their dominance early to beat fast improving University Tigers 42 points to 34.
In the opening match, competition leaders University Tigers and glamour club West Eagles fought out to a thrilling finish, with Eagles coming out victors 42 points to 34. In the second game of the preseason challenge, champions Gordon Kokofa proved a class above their opponents, Sky Roos. Kokofa thrashed Sky Roos 79 points to 2. Kokofa took full control of the proceedings from the get-go that left the inexperienced Sky Roos outfit chasing them all day. The main game was a tense and physical confrontation between the two heavyweights, Gereka Bombers and TSL Lamana Dockers. Bombers stamped their dominance early, kicking a couple of seemingly easy goals to put them in the front foot. Dockers launched a courageous fight back in the last 2 quarters to stay within reach, but to no avail. Bombers had the final laugh with 52 points to Dockers 40. The other week 3 fixtures were played today.
In an exciting match of 2 halves, the visiting Enga Miyok staged a remarkable comeback in the second half to secure a 24-all draw against the home team. East Britain Nagma Guerriers at the Queen Elizabeth Park in Rabaul on Saturday. Looking ahead, the Guerriers will regroup for their next match against Ella Wigman in Port Moresby, while the Mioks prepare to host the Barries in Wabeg. In the other round 6 result, Wapna Mount again Eagles with the mid-season winning continued yesterday against the Lucasta PRK Gulf Isohu 30-14 in Minch, while MPG Candes Fairy Tale Story continues defeating Asila Wagetumbe 32-20. This ends the sports segment, and now the weather. Southern Port Moresby, mostly fine. Alotau, partly cloudy. Momase, Lay, cloudy with rain and rain showers at times. Wewak, partly cloudy, then few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy, then some rain and rain showers. Lorengau, partly cloudy, then few showers. Highlands, scattered morning fog, then scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain over parts of the region. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Pearl Sea sees moderate to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots. Solomon Sea sees light to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesia border to Daro to Kiwa Island to Kerma to Yule Island to Hood Point and Samarai Islands. Seas 1.5 to 2.0 meters, rising to 3.0 meters along strong wind areas. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vukal and Old Milne Bay Islands, seas 1.5 to 2.0 meters, rising to 3.0 meters along strong wind areas. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by